Hey y'all, it's Bear, and today I'm here to try and convince you to read what is so far my favorite book of the year. I'm talking about May the Best Man Win by Z.R. Eller. So, ever since I originally heard the pitch for May the Best Man Win, whenever it was announced over on Twitter, I was in. We have a trans boy protagonist who is a cheerleader. We have an autistic main character who is the love interest slash ex slash rival, and they are fighting for Homecoming King. And whenever I say fighting, I mean they are fighting. This is almost to the point of coming to blows fighting. Lucas and Jeremy had a very public breakup the day of Lucas's brother's funeral, and it was messy. And this whole book is messy, and it's just a hot mess, and I loved it. So because I really have nothing negative to say at all about the book, I think it's my favorite book I've read this year so far, I'm just gonna give you 5 reasons to read it. I will also be linking my friend Audrey downstairs, so make sure you go follow their channel. They talked about this book in a recent video, and also they were one of the first people I ever saw do a 5 reasons to read video. Go check out Audrey's channel. I also want to say that I am non-binary trans and also autistic, so this book just hit all the good spots for me. Number 1, I loved the way that Lucas's autism plays into such a big part of his character. So clearly I don't claim to speak for all autistic people. Autism manifests itself in very different ways. Different people deal with it differently. But the way that Lucas's brain works in conjunction with his autism is the way that my brain works in conjunction with my autism. Lucas's internal dialogue feels like my internal dialogue. I felt very seen, I guess. I felt like I was picking through what would have been my teenage brain. And in Lucas's point of view chapters, you really got to see the intricacies of how everything that he is taking in, every conversation that he's having, is viewed through the lens of autism. And I thought that it was very well done. I have to give kudos to that in this book. It was fantastic. Reason number 2 that you should read this book: I love a good, lovers to enemies to lovers. I think that's my favorite relationship journey trope. I love rivals to lovers. The journey that these two boys went on just took me everywhere I needed to go. It took me on an emotional roller coaster. I went to fucking London and back on this emotional roller coaster, okay? Seeing these kind of melancholic flashbacks and how both boys viewed their past relationship was very interesting. Because with Jeremy's perspective, the relationship happened pre-transition, pre-coming out. So everything that Jeremy kind of remembers from the relationship is viewed through the lens of Lucas didn't really love me. Lucas loved the person I was before I came out. Lucas loved the facade that I was putting up. And for Lucas, it's just very simply okay, Jeremy is Jeremy. This is his name. He is a boy. These are his pronouns. This is how we're going to view everything. And I thought it was great. I thought that having that juxtaposition of a melancholic look at a relationship and how the relationship ended with Jeremy dumping a milkshake on Lucas's head the day of his brother's funeral, to now where they are hating each other and they're fighting each other and they really don't know what's going on. Jeremy has these ideas of Lucas and Lucas has these ideas of Jeremy, and you think it's the miscommunication trope, but I don't really consider it falling into that. It's these two boys had a falling out. These two boys now hate each other. These two boys are fighting for the same goal. It's them getting to a different kind of relationship where they can both be happy and flourish and thrive and really give the other person what they need. Third, I love the friendships in this book. Because Lucas and Jeremy are both popular athletes, they run in the same circles, and that's not something that you usually get with these kinds of books. You have the main character and the love interest, and they each have separate groups of friends. With this one, everyone is kind of intermingled. It's Lucas's best friend and Jeremy's best friend are brother and sister, so you have that dynamic. And then Lucas starts dating Jeremy's best friend, and they run for court together. And then you have Jeremy joining the GSA and trying to get their votes, and then they become friends, and then Lucas becomes friends with them, and it's just this whole kind of interconnected network. Everyone in this book is connected, and I like that a lot. And whenever everything between Jeremy and Lucas gets too messy for everyone to handle, basically all of their friends step in and they say, hey, you guys are messing up our opportunity to be happy because you two need to figure out what's going on with you. You are affecting this entire dynamic. You are putting people against each other. You are asking us to choose between two people we care about, and that's not okay. Number 4 is, I think that this book is kind of in the same vein of like 80s John Hughes films, and I don't want you to think of that in a rom-com way. For some reason, a lot of people thought that this book was a rom-com based on the cover and the synopsis. Don't think I mean John Hughes in that sense, but John Hughes in the way that everything that happens in this book is happening in like a hyper reality. Everything is heightened to 15, where real world maximum is 10. Everything that is happening is so intense, and you are feeling everything so intensely. All of these characters are having level 15 feelings, and you are feeling it right along with them. I believe that this book occupies a very special space in queer YA, where it's just so over the top. Everything is just so heightened and intense, and it feels like being a teenager again. The transphobia scenes and the homophobia scenes were very intense. They were a lot to read. Being a queer teenager experiencing hate is a different level of hurt, because whenever you are a teenager, everything feels like the end of the world. Everything feels like it matters so much. And that is something that this book, I think, succeeds at far more than anything else I've mentioned. This book feels like so much. It feels like teenagers experiencing everything in this hyper reality that we all, for the most part, know is like toxic high school. Finally, the 5th reason to read this book kind of leads me in is trans rage. Once again, I don't speak for all trans people, but personally, I have this quiet inner rage that I can access at any moment to beat the ever-loving crap out of whatever I want to. And that feels very true for Jeremy. And Jeremy's whole perspective is, if you can't respect him, you're going to fear him. Just think that I need to see more trans rage in books. It's a real thing. It's a thing I deal with every day. I am constantly angry at the world. And I also need to acknowledge the fact that not all trans people have to be palatable to you. We don't have to be the way that you think we should be. We don't have to be the way that you assume we are, the preconceived notions you have. I need you to quit talking about how it's a bad thing that Jeremy is trans and angry, because I've seen a lot of it, and I need you to stop. Trans people don't owe you kindness, trans people don't owe you patience, and trans people don't have to tolerate you. So there, stop putting it in your Goodreads reviews, because I'm sick of reading it, and the next time I see a person talk negatively about the trans rage in this book, it's really frustrating. It's really frustrating to see. That's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave it a thumbs up and like and subscribe and share and do all that good shit, as well as answering the comment question of the day while you're down there. Comment question of the day, let me know the best book that you've read so far in 2021, and if you follow my Goodreads and you see my books on there, let me know what other books you would like to see standalone videos for. It's been a while since I've done a standalone video for one book, and it's something I really enjoy. And if you don't have time, you don't have the spoons, or you don't want to answer, then leave me an emoji, preferably a yellow heart, so I know you made it all the way till the end of the video, or a smiley face emoticon if you don't have access to emojis. All my social media links, as well as purchase links for May the Best Man Win, as well as Audrey's video, will be linked downstairs, so make sure you go check that out. Subscribe to them, go support the book, go read the book, borrow it from your library, recommend it to your friends, buy a copy for your people. I don't know. Just, I want to see more support for this book. It's adorable and angry and angsty and queer, and I loved it. And there's so much more that I didn't get to talk about in this review video, and I need people to yell about this book with. So please read this book so you can yell about it with me. Also linked downstairs at the top of my description, you will find my link tree, which has places you can follow me around the internet further if you want to see more of the stuff that I do online, as well as places you can support me further. If you would like to donate financially to the channel, I have a PayPal, a Ko-fi, and an Amazon wishlist if you have a specific book you'd like for me to talk about. Alright, I hope you have a wonderful, whatever it is, wherever you are. I will see you next time with another video. Thank you for watching. Okay, cool. Bye. Happy Pride. I don't know, I just feel like this vibe is potentially a reoccurring theme on my channel. Like, this is my book review outfit. Hi, my name is Bertrude. I don't know. thumbnail post time.